Hi, I'm ISAAC ADEN. Thanks for joining me, and welcome to David Richard Gallery in the Harlem neighborhood of New York City. We're here to take a look at a new body of work that I've been working on that's called the Numinous, Sublime, and the Romantics. These are large-scale oil paintings that I recently finished in 2021, and they're part of a preview that's been generously funded by the New York Foundation for the Arts as a part of the New York City Artist Corps initiative. And these paintings represent the culmination of like 5 years of working on this process. And in this little clip, I wanted to talk a little bit more about kind of the aspects of romanticism and that kind of quality. When I first started working on these paintings, I was painting into really dark paint, and I was painting with fluorescent paint. Like this painting in the foreground here is actually done, well, it's done with all the primary colors, but also has a lot of fluorescent pink. And when I was painting into very dark kind of gray, which is one of the aspects of tonalism that I think makes things look naturalistic, and these are kind of, while they are abstract and color-filled paintings, there is an allusion to the naturalist world because a lot of them have a gradient. But in this particular body of work, they're a little bit more irregular, and there's a little bit more of a gestural quality, even though it's very light, very delicate, very diffused. But it's that gradient that kind of has the implication of an atmospheric kind of quality. So when I was first painting these, I was doing very, very light amount of paint, like almost on the bottom. You could just almost barely see anything. It's really hard to make these paintings very delicate, like this one in the very far background, because there's so much work and so much effort that goes into it. And then when I'm doing it, there's often like a desire to push it a little bit more, to not have such a light touch. However, I really find in these works, a lot of times they're very satisfying to me as paintings when there was a very light touch, like in this one, and then the darker one that we looked at previously. But however, there's sometimes, with the aspect of romanticism, like the one that we looked at, the first one, and this one, that have a really, a bold saturation of color that are just, fantastic. Have a lot of energy in the color. And then there's pieces like this where the color is more mottled. And this one, kind of reminds me of Monet's water lilies. There's aspects of that, the reflection of the clouds. And I saw the orangery recently, and it had a really profound experience on me. It was a profound experience. It had a strong effect on me, and definitely has had a strong impact on these works. And one of them was doing these large-scale works in such a way because Monet, like Rothko, never saw the orangery finished and installed, and it was his last kind of seminal work. And there's a feeling in myself with this pandemic that's occurred and having a new baby to just push myself as hard as I can and to try to do the best possible work that I can and the most ambitious. And this is definitely the most ambitious paintings that I've done so far. So thanks for joining me, and please remember to like and subscribe. That will really help support the channel and support artists like me and other painters in New York and around the world. Thanks a lot.